Hey, what's up, everybody? The V Club here, otherwise known as the Villain Club. Coming to you with another episode here. And here at the Villain Club, it's all about anything and everything, common sense, speaking on what's on my mind, but also resonating with what you are thinking about, what's on your mind. All right, because we all know we all think alike here, and we want to share the same common sense principles and cause. But there's factors out there that prevent you to speak your mind, and I'm here to speak for you. But I'm also here to create a discussion on just various things that are going on. And, I'm all about feedback. I'm all about having a discussion, whether we agree or agree to disagree, whatever it may be. I'm all about it. And so, while in the midst of this whole Kamala and Trump, because it is election season, here in California, Gavin Newsom is what he's known as, scumbag, has signed what they say a controversial new bill or legislation that is to curb high gas prices, right? The problem is, it's him and it's California. It's not the gas companies that, or big oil, if you want to call it that, as what he refers them to as them price gouging and all that stuff. They may, to an extent, but when you look at what's going on in California, and just all the policies, the bullshit, driving companies out, political bullshit as well. There's reasons why gas prices are high. I've talked about it before, but now that he's signed this new legislation, let's see what it's supposed to entail, all right? So let's check this out. I like to go off of New York Post because Cal Matters is skewed, Sacramento Bee is skewed, KTLA is to an extent is skewed. Maybe AP News is okay, but New York Post just posts things, that's what I like about them. All right, so let's see here. Newsom signed a bill into law to curb gas prices soon after state lawmakers endorsed the legislation in a final vote. And it's Democratic-backed measure, Assembly Bill X2. And by the way, if you look at California government, it's heavily one-sided, dominated heavily by Democrats. Like, if you look at 100% of a pie, it's probably like 90%. I know I might be exaggerating, but that's how much Democrats are all encompassed into California. And so anything that Democrats will put through will probably put it through to an extent, right? Like they didn't put in reparations, even though that was quote unquote recommended. But at least Gavin Newsom had some common sense not to pass reparations because he knew that it would just open up a Pandora's box and for more and bigger things, and it was a Pandora box that it wasn't going to be good. So for some odd reason, he has some common sense in that to do that and not pass the reparations. So let's see here. So this bill measure was introduced in response to the state's rising gas prices and will require oil refiners to keep a minimum inventory level of fuel in an effort to avoid scarce supply, which leads to price hikes at the pump. But do you guys know how much policy and bullshit that California does to these oil companies? And then you wonder why gas prices are high, right? For example, they require a refinery or refineries to have a summer blend for a particular blend of a way the gas is supposed to be made in the summer based on how much emissions and pollutants that comes out of it. And then they have a winter blend, right? So they have special blends, right? specifically it's for this green deal that they're doing here to be environmentally friendly and all this other stuff. But the problem is this special formulation, which is only, I think, in California. I don't think there's anywhere else in the world. It is basically a California gas. And so if it's special formulation, well, look what happens. It's higher price. Because if it's a one of a kind and no one else is doing it, well then of course it's going to cost some money for a special blend, and then prices are higher for that. So that's the problem with that, right? If everybody across the world adopted this blend, then okay, prices will go down, right? So of course, yeah, supply and demand, all that stuff, right? It's always an issue with supply and demand. Let's see here. The law also allows the state energy commission to set up new rules around backup fuel supply and maintenance for oil refiners. Additionally, it will authorize the CEC to approve scheduled maintenance times to avoid supply issues. Speaking of reports that signed the bill, Newsom accused oil companies of raking in while Americans struggle to pay for gas. They take advantage of this. Hard-working people, get out of here, man. He's one of those elites that don't give a fuck, right? That's what he is. California drivers already pay $1.47 more per gallon than the rest of the country. And do you know why? Ask them how much tax is in the gasoline, right? We're the highest taxed gasoline in the U.S., right? After Monday's vote, the Western State Petroleum Association, which opposed the legislation, said the session was smokescreen hidden from California. Legislators still failed to understand our industry and what drives high gas prices, all right? And this is all true right here. Regulators remain fixated on controlling businesses with more taxes, fees, and costly demands. True, right? There's a lot of tax. Like I said, we got the highest taxes within per gallon of gas, and it's supposed to go higher. All right, it's supposed to go higher, but they're going to blame that on the gas company. So what? The gas is going to lower their price in order to justify their tax increases? So they're losing money at that point, right? Then you wonder why we have problems in California, right? So for Californians hoping for lower energy prices, stable food costs, $1.30 per gallon in taxes and fees, they already pay at the pump. They'll have to wait for new leadership, meaning that Gavin needs to get the fuck out of office, which is in office till 2026, because you dummies out there won't recall them. All right, and maybe it's the elites that control all that when it comes to voting and all that. And it's Democrat skewed state, so we're all screwed, right? Yeah, so when you look at that, that's supposed to go closer to $2 pretty soon, and just taxes and fees, right? And that's not going to go down. So Newsom introduced a bill in August and called the state legislature to a special session to try to pass it. It passed by a 41-16 vote. He further chastised big oil companies by saying they are more interested in making profit than helping customers. They've been lying to you year in, year out. You think Gavin is the face of truth? Where he spewed in your face all the bullshit that he does, like wear a mask, wear a mask, wear a mask, and he's at his restaurant not wearing a mask during COVID times, and lie to your face when he said, we're going to form a committee to explore reparations, right? And we're going to see what we could come up with. And so when they came up with something, nah, we're not going to pass it, but what we'll do is we'll give you an apology. I mean, what kind of shit is that? All right, what kind of shit is that? So don't bust me with bullshit, all right? Yeah, California pumps up his gas tax the most per gallon. Which state has the highest gasoline tax? Well, California, right? So who is ripping off the consumer? I mean, obviously it's California, right? I can't wait for gasoline companies to decide they can't make money in California with all these rules and bail. Well, Chevron is if they haven't already left to Texas because of this, because of all the costly rules and regulations. Um, what else is there? The refineries have to make this special blend. They gotta have a certain amount of emissions that come out of the refineries in itself. They have a lot of bullshit they gotta deal with, right? And one being a business in California, and then they are restricting supplies of gas in California because they're trying to go green and go electric on everything, which they don't even have the capacity and the power grid to even follow through with. And we're in a whole lot of trouble here, and that's why gas prices are high, because all the restrictions that the California government has put in place, and this stuff was supposed to fix like roads and all this other crap, and it didn't do shit for nobody. All right, so all they're doing is just taking it in and spin, 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 right? Because they just love to spin, but never like to justify, right? They just spin, spin, spin. Oh, we got this money, let's spin, 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 right? Just like when they had all that surplus during COVID, then they just decided not to have a rainy day fund and use that as part of the budget, all right? And it's like, all you're going to be doing is causing a problem down the road, and now that's what they did. Because if they saved that surplus money for a rainy day fund, such as now, when California was facing a deficit, they could have just easily used that surplus fund to pay off the deficit. But no, they're dumb fucks. All right, California government, dumb fucks. And Newsom's a dummy. He clearly does not know how to run a business. He probably doesn't even know how to run that French laundry business at the restaurant. And of course, he doesn't run it because he lets other people run it. All right, and Democrats are terrible at running businesses because all they can do is spend, and they can't budget, and then that's why we're in a problem that we're in, whether it's statewide or countrywide, right? When you have, them just continue to just, give handouts, give away everything, and oh, it's for everyone, it's for you guys, it's for you guys, and no, there's always a price for everything. So if they want to help with gas prices, how about removing all the fees and taxes out of the gas in itself, right? But they're not going to do that, all right? How about allowing the oil refineries to just do their job and run their business, right? They've actually shut off supplies and restrict the supplies just so they could just run this Green New Deal agenda. And it's so bad, it's terrible, right? Electric cars cost too much. Tesla, doesn't matter. They all cost too much. Doesn't matter who makes them. You go to Toyota and buy their electric car. They're too expensive. Too expensive. The maintenance is too expensive. The range sucks. You got to charge them, for hours at a time. Just to charge it. How inconvenient is that, right? And it's really pushing people away. That people don't care about that shit. And so that's what's happening here. It sucks. It's terrible. And the gas tax is legally raised every year, another gift from the dim rulers in the state, right? They require obedience to numerous regulations and emissions. Oil industry sees no future in California. They don't even let you frack out here to build supply. He doesn't, it's true. Everything they're saying. See, people know the oil business better than Gavin Newsom does. That's how much of an idiot he is, right? He's a pandering, piece of shit idiot that's giving away our money to illegals and don't know how to run a business. And that's why California is in the druthers they're at now. All he's doing is just continue to kick the can down the road for all this stuff. He's anti-legislation for combating crime, right? Prop 36 is on the ballot, and he keeps on trying to not have people vote for it when everybody is like really voting for it, because we have a crime problem That's a whole nother story to fix and or to talk about, but it needs to be fixed because we have a crime problem because of Prop 47 from years ago. So this is another one of the stupid, asinine decisions that he put into play. Just like the $20 minimum fast food wage, what's on the ballot this time too. I don't forget what prop it was, but it's to raise minimum wage to $18 from 16 right now. And you know why they settled at 18? I'm willing to bet your ass. I'm willing to bet your ass that if the $20 minimum fast food wage settled in nicely, that ballot would have been at $20 as well. But since the reception of that was bad, businesses closed, they're not as hiring as much for minimum wage fast food. They went between, all right, we're not going to go to 20, we'll raise it to 18. But I still voted for no for that anyways. But anyhow, just wanted to pass this story along because this is kind of just kind of buried in the whole Trump and Kamala storyline right now because it's election season and he tries to sneak this shit in and it's stupid. All right, just like all the other stupid shit, closing down schools, wear your mask, take your COVID shot. I didn't do none of that shit. Well, I did wear a mask, but I didn't take a COVID shot, right? Because I wasn't stupid to listen to these fools and do that shit. Put that shit in my body? No. Alright, but yeah, this is why we have, problems in California. This is why we have high gas prices. It's not because of the refineries, it's because of government. Alright? They're just overstepping their bounds and authority, and they should just know where to draw the line, but they don't. All they want to do is blame other people for their spending problems. That's just what it is. All right, that's the latest here. Just want to share that with you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, and as I have daily content, what we got going on, we'll see what happens. As there's supposed to be a Kamala on Fox tonight, so that'd be very interesting. Actually, no, that would have been. Well, we'll go over that. It's not tonight, actually. It was actually a day ago. But we'll go over that and see if if Fox actually gave her some hard-hitting questions and all that stuff. But I'll keep it at that. Thanks. I'll see you next one.